My name is Charlene Murphy. Maiden name was Berg. Grew up in Hopkins and married Jim Murphy in 1971, and we officially joined St. John's in 1972. We started coming here to Mass. His family had belonged to St. Joe's, the Murphy and the Sheehan family, for years, but we were in the boundaries of St. John. In those days, there were boundaries, so we started attending St. John's and never left. It's been over 50 years. It was life-changing. We had been married 20 years, and he was president of the John Ireland School Board, and he was approached there about becoming a deacon, and he came home and talked to me, and I said, "What's that?" And we went to information night for the diaconate, and I walked out of there, and I knew he was called to be a deacon. I just didn't know where I'd fit in. And after the information night, I realized that this was really a joint way to serve God. And we applied, we were accepted, and started in 1988, and Jim was ordained in 1992, and the wives go side by side with their husbands. And 20 years he was assigned to St. John's at the request of our pastor, Father Frederick Campbell. We did baptism preparation for 20 years, helped with annulments, wedding preparation, funerals, wakes, pastoral visits. It really, our youngest child was a sophomore in college when he was ordained, so that made a difference. We were really free at that time. So it became really a special blessing for our marriage. It was something we never anticipated, and it brought an intimacy and a level of spirituality that I just couldn't imagine. I didn't think we needed, and I didn't even know it was out there, but it was out there. So, and I'm happy that today we have 3 wonderful deacon couples in our parish of St. Gabriel. We have Francis and Alice Tagney, we have Daryl and Chris Ranch, and we have Pat and Denise Hurl that are from St. Joe's, and they both serve at St. Hubert's. So the deacon community is alive and well in St. Gabriel's, and that warms my heart. I'm very happy about that. You know, they're all kind of a favorite. You work with these couples, and the excitement they come in and they're expecting and they're excited and they don't know what it's going to be like, and then the next thing Jim is holding their baby, or they're holding their baby, and my husband is baptizing them, and the same with marriages. The marriage prep we met with couples probably anywhere from 6 to 10 times, depending on if it was just preparation and they were going to be married in their home parish or if they were being married here. And you really get to know the couples, and to have cards come as the years went by and showing how their family grew. And then the funeral side, at the end of my husband's, towards the end, he was in the wheelchair the last few years, and we got a call, and they wanted him to do the wake, and he said, "How can I do the wake in the wheelchair?" And I said, "It doesn't matter." I said, "You've buried everybody in their family. You've got to be there." So I said, "We'll make it work," and people helped. We did. It's just I'm not saying that a funeral was fun by any stretch, and I think probably the one that deeply touched me is when I would assist him at internments at Fort Snelling. My husband served in Korea. He was a decorated Marine, 2 Purple Hearts and the Bronze Star. And for him to be part of that in that way was also healing for him for what he went through in Korea. And I think it really made a difference to the families that we were with because they knew him as a veteran and their loved one was a veteran. So I really can't pick one area. It was all just, I would pinch myself sometimes about, I can't believe we're really being a part of this. So to serve God in this special way. I'm very at peace. The chapel here at St. John's was always an important part of my life and Jim's life as a couple and individually. And the Adoration Chapel is a dear, dear part of my life at St. Joe's. To be able to just have that time and I don't worry about anything. I just trust God so much. He's brought me so far, you know. I was able to care for my mom and my dad and my husband to the end, and that was very important to me. I have had the just joy of seeing grandkids baptized here, and recently my twin granddaughters got married here, and I'm excited because I'm going to be a great grandmother with both of them. So it's a daily walk. I have a set. I'm alone now, so I have a set prayer time every day. I'm at the Adoration Chapel. I'm here at church, and probably another real blessing that I hadn't counted on is about a year and a half after Jim died, the diaconate at the archdiocese level called me, and they asked me if I would consider being a mentor to the wives. And out of that, I said I would, and so I serve on the scrutiny team and one of the admissions teams, and I just see God working in these couples that are coming up. It reaffirms my faith and what's going on out there. In spite of everything going on in the world, there are people who have very, very strong faith. They're very active in it, and when you're around that, it's affirming to what you know too. It would be at St. John's, and the pastor was Father Larry Johnson, and he collected antique vestments, and he had the most 24 karat gold chasuble and dalmatic, and so my husband got to wear a 24 gold. I should have been wearing a 24 gold outfit, not him. So he got to wear this. It was just beautiful. So that's kind of it was just something you just hard to wrap your head around. They were just beautiful vestments. And at Christmas they were gold and red. So at Christmas with the Christmas colors, it was just lovely. But also helping decorate the church, coming in here and all the poinsettias and help. It's quiet. And God bless Peg Lindgren. She and Joanne, they have it all organized for us, but we could take the poinsettias and help and kind of do where we wanted, but the quiet of the church in Advent and then all of a sudden to decorate, it just made it very special that I had a part of that walking in. And another one was my granddaughter Keely was 8 at the time, and she was asked to put the Christ child in the manger at the beginning. We used to do that. I don't remember if they do that anymore or not, but she was really excited, and I actually had lunch with her yesterday, and I said, what would be some of the memories you think about with our family? And she said, when I got to put it was right there for her too. So those are my memories. Well, Andrew, some of the things that I've talked about with people over the years, I've seen in diaconal ministry and the priests and the nuns in my own family life is, we talk about stewardship, and that's not just the stewardship of church. It's our families, it's our communities, it's the world we live in. So it comes down to time, talent, and treasure. And I've given time, and I've been around for quite a long time. The talent God has blessed me with, and He has given me talents that I didn't ever think about. I've been able to share those, and that's one of my prayers every day is, God, where you can use me today, you let me see. That's the big thing. We need to see and trust that you're supposed to do this, or I got your back, or as they say on Blue Bloods, I got your six. So, do that. The other thing is treasure. And when you think of time, talent, and treasure, it always goes to money. But for me, part of the treasure is value. What do I value? What means a lot to me? And I've been part of the past, I'm in the present, but I want the future. And I want the future for my children, my grandchildren, my community. What does that mean? And I have to trust. I look at the Long Range Planning Committee. I know just about all the people that are on that. I know the hours they have dedicated. I know how hard this is because I have deeply rooted friendships of St. Joe's and St. John's. But I want the future, and I have to trust that between what the Long Range Committee has diligently gone through, that and what they will recommend to the Archdiocese and how that rolls, that will be the best future, and I will support that. This is something that has really touched me deeply, and I keep it on my phone, and I look at it with my family and my community. The single biggest thing I learned was from an Indigenous elder of Cherokee descent, Stan Rushworth, who reminded me of the difference between a Western settler mindset of I have rights and an Indigenous mindset of I have obligations. Instead of thinking that I am born with rights, I choose to think that I am born with obligations to serve past and present and future generations and the planet itself. I think I've been part of the past, I've been part of the present, I've done everything I could to help the mission of St. Gabriel, St. John, St. Joe's as best as I can, and now we're going forward, and what is that going to be? And I want the future for my children and the community that I love here.